Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I want to talk about Premutos, the Fallen Angel. This is one I had seen the cover of online in all these Facebook groups. People were going on and on about it. My buddy Chris Kim was telling me to check it out, and I didn't quite know what I was getting into with this. A Facebook friend of mine who sells me movies on occasion had this for a very cheap price, and he was bundling all this stuff together. It came out to like $7. This is the new Blu-ray that's been released. I figured for $7, I will roll the dice on practically anything. So this is an Unearthed Classics disc along with MVD, Region A. And this is a German movie that has two cuts of the film on the disc. It has, and a soundtrack. It has the original version with the English dub, which is 10 minutes shorter. And then it has the German version with the original audio from Germany, which is 10 minutes longer and has, I think, some edited in credits and little special sound that was not, I believe, in the original version. So, first off, these two, the slipcover and the cover are very drastically different in regards to what the tone of this film is. This one is much more akin to what you'll be watching than this. So, I saw this and I thought it was some serious movie about Lucifer or some devil or demon coming back to earth or something, a fallen angel, as the name implies. It's not. It's a horror comedy that is reminiscent to something like, they always compare it to Dead Alive, which is probably the closest thing. Brain Damage, some people know it by. Some people say it's Germany's Evil Dead. I could see that. I think Dead Alive was a little more apropos. Um, but there's the two discs. It is almost 2 hours, and it is about this kind of downtrodden, almost nerdy guy who, by accident, comes across this evil book called Premutos. And the beginning of the movie has a very, I wouldn't call it a serious, but a more serious tone to it, where they're showing the book being used in different time periods by different evil people, like I think Genghis Khan was one of them, etc. And they show a little cartoon of different period evil people using this book to resurrect the dead and kill people. And that's the plot. The point is, this book can resurrect an army of the dead, manipulate the person to give them super evil powers as well. And throughout history, this has been happening, and the demons or the people that become demons are getting stopped by, do-gooders. So the main character in the film, which you don't really even realize is the main character right away because the movie is all over the place. It's almost 2 hours. It really only needed to be, in my opinion, maybe an hour and a half. I felt like it was a little long, kind of overstayed its welcome. There's a lot of nonsensical bullshit happening where you have people talking about things that really don't matter much to the story. I guess there's sometimes supposed to be funny, but they're really not funny. The movie's from 1997, so it definitely has that 90s kind of aesthetic to it, but in Germany, so it's different than the 90s aesthetic, that you will come to know in the United States. Um, it's a fun movie, and it is gory as all get out. It is definitely. I don't own Dead Alive. I've seen it once, so it definitely has that gory, crazy element with people getting their limbs chopped off and heads chopped off, and heads exploding with blood gushing and tons of shotguns and pistols and just blood. I mean, by the end of the film, everyone's like dying and covered in blood. It's just crazy. But to get to that, to get to these zombies attacking these people at a party, and the nerdy kind of downtrodden main character, for him to like be changing and getting all grotesque and evil, and then this army of the dead coming, it just takes long. And I feel like, as I said, part of the film was sort of unnecessary. It's definitely a fun movie. It's gratuitous and gory and over the top and crazy. The tone of the film feels like horror comedy to me. The closest thing I would sort of compare it to from memory is Rabid Grannies. I don't know if anyone's seen that. It was a Trauma film, or at least Trauma put it out at one point. The Blu-ray's terrible of that, by the way. This Blu-ray looked pretty good. It didn't get amazing reviews for visual fidelity, but I thought it looked pretty good. It was very grainy. They said it night and day better than the DVD. The audio was fine. It has some special features on here. As I said, it has the 150, hour and 55-minute German version, and then the not remastered. So that's the other thing. Visually, it's much worse. English version that's dubbed. That's an hour and I think 45 minutes roughly. There's a making of Premutos, Olaf Ittenbach, the early years, which I guess is a little featurette, photo gallery, trailers, and then as I showed previously, the soundtrack CD is also included in this package. It's got some really good low budget special effects, some schlocky horror comedy going on. Again, if you like the movies I've named, you will probably enjoy this. It's just a little long, and you have to be in the mood for things not in English that you can read subtitles on. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. This was fine because the story is pretty simplistic. The characters range from interesting to really boring to people you want to see die. So they're all over the board. This guy was pretty cool in it. He's the main character's father. As you can see there, he cuts up some of the zombies and he's just covered in blood. Um, the guy on the back here, I don't want to say who this is and ruin anything, but that has the pipes coming through him and his face is all distorted. He looks like one of the Clive Barker creatures from, I think it was Undying. I don't think it was Jericho. I think it was Undying, but he reminded me of that. And yeah, it's got some great special effects, some interesting stuff. Because it takes place in Germany, it has a little bit of a different feel to it. So I expected to go in seeing like a serious horror movie about religion, and I ended up with gory horror comedy from Germany. So fun movie, cool, definitely worth the $7 I paid for it on Blu-ray. Is it worth the $30 or so, $25, $30 it's going for? Not really, unless you're a huge fan or the things I've named are like big parts of your life. But if this was on sale and you like shot on video type of, you know, gory bullshit, then it's fun. I would recommend it. But again, it's just long. By the time it was over, we were like, they could have shaved some stuff off of this to make it a little more concise. But I enjoyed it. My buddy Brian watched it with me. He liked it. We had some good chuckles and got to see some cool, over the top violence. So let me know, guys, if you've seen Premutos. Just understand you're not going into a, major Hollywood horror movie with this. This is like a shot on video, like labor of love, low budget type of thing. Though a lot of the special effects were phenomenal for being so low budget and such. So I enjoyed it. Let me know, guys, if you've seen Premutos. It seems to have a pretty big cult following. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.